can't stop. A family shop. Think Thayer. Come on, let's get rolling. Come on, let's get moving. Think Thayer.
Welcome into BGSUFalcons.com. I'm Evan Pivnik, joined by assistant coach Ty Eigner, and today we're going to speak about some of the guys that you'll be seeing in the orange and brown in the near future, some NLI signings. And Coach, thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Evan.
As the first player we're going to talk about is also named Evan, and I love that name, so thank you very much for recruiting someone named Evan. All right, I'm going to go here. Okay, so Evan Doherty from Fargo, the USHL. What do you like about him, and what makes him a Bowling Green Falcon?
Well, despite his first name, we reluctantly recruited him. Evan's a big, strong kid from near the Kalamazoo area. We watched Evan play midget hockey last year, plays for a program that we're pretty familiar with. We've got a couple other kids who played in their organization who are going to be playing for us. And so we felt comfortable with where he was at. And the unique thing about Evan is both his parents are BGSU alums. So that's kind of a unique situation for us. But Evan, I guess the best way to describe him would be that he's a power forward. He's a big, strong kid that really skates. He's going to be a real good-sized kid. He's probably 6'2" right now and only going to keep growing. So we're excited about his future here as a power forward for us.
Now going on to Justin Wells from Sioux Falls in the USHL. Same question for him. What makes him a good member of the orange and brown?
Well, it's kind of funny you put those two players back to back, because another thing about Justin is both his mom and dad graduated from Bowling Green as well. His dad was an All-American defenseman here, graduated, I believe Jeff graduated in '94, if I'm right. But Jeff was a real good defenseman for us. I got a chance to play with Jeff for a couple years, and his mom, Julie, was an elementary ed major here. So Justin's a kid out of Cleveland who played his midget hockey for the Barons organization, and played for Brett Harkins and Mike Hall, a couple other BGSU alums. So he's been in a situation, an environment where he's familiar with our campus. He's a really good student who's going to come in and be really good academically. But he's another big kid, probably 6'4" right now, as a senior in high school, playing in a really good league. The thing about he and both Evan is Evan is a junior in high school right now, or I'm sorry, a senior, but playing a senior year of high school in the USHL, which is really hard. And Justin did it last year as a junior in high school, now as a senior. So they're both coming from a really, really good development league in terms of being able to transition to college hockey. Justin I think he's going to start out being a defender for us. He's really mobile for a kid his size, and at 6'4", he's only going to get bigger. He's probably 180 pounds now, 185, but he's going to be a real big kid by the time it's all said and done. Moves well for a big kid, makes plays from the blue line, so I think he'll fit our style of play for sure.
Now, when you look at these guys that do have BG connections, does that make you maybe want them a little bit more because they do know the deal and they know the tradition of Bowling Green hockey?
I think it's unique to each situation. And in Evan Doherty's situation, his dad was a baseball player here. They didn't have a hockey background, so for us, they were BG fans. It's a little more difficult with a player whose father played here, because you want to make sure, because more often than not, the father's experience at Bowling Green was a really, really good one. They had a great time here. They played on really good teams and they had great careers, and so you want to make sure that the son has his own experience, and we're not comparing one era to the other, and you want to make sure too, because you don't want that relationship to go south, because again, in Jeff Wells' perspective, Jeff is a real big supporter of what we're trying to do here, and you want to, so it's almost harder for an ex-player's son to be recruited by us, because you want to make sure. You'd rather have him go somewhere else and fail than come here and fail, because now that relationship with the father is going to go sideways. So in Justin's case, it's worked out well. I think he's going to have a really good career here. But again, I think the one advantage we do have with players whose parents are familiar with Bowling Green and maybe alums of Bowling Green is they really like Bowling Green for what it is, and they completely understand what Bowling Green is.
Well, again, we look forward to seeing these guys in the near future. And then to wrap up, Tim Theo Chartiers, Carleton Place in the CCHL, and we've seen a few Bowling Green Falcons come from Carleton Place. It seems to be a big breeding ground as of late.
Yeah, Bowling Green and Carleton Place have had a really good relationship dating back to Rusty Hafner and Ben Murphy were a couple of the first kids that we recruited from there. Their coach, Jason Clark, has done a great job at Carleton Place, and they've had as good a junior A program in Canada as anybody in the last 5 years. And Jason really appreciates what we're doing here. He understands the kind of players that we like and the kind of players that can be successful in our program. So it's been a really good relationship. It's a great relationship as a coach who's out on the road recruiting a bunch. It's great to have a relationship with a junior coach where it's give and take. A lot of times it's take because we want their players either next year or the following year, and it's nice when you can kind of send players to them. You know, we sent Kevin DeFore to him, and we sent Brett DeAndrea to him, and so it's nice to be able to have a little bit of give and take, so it's not always a take. And Jason's I consider Jason a real good friend, and he's done a great job there. And so yeah, Tim's just another player in the long line of Carleton Place Canadian players we've had. Tim's also, like Justin, a left shot defenseman, not quite as tall, but is going to be, you know, he's probably 6'1" right now, 175 pounds, lean, real good skater. That's one of the things people are going to notice about Tim right away is he moves really well. He's going to be real good on the offensive blue line for us. Probably comes in and starts out as a piece of our power play at some point. But I think the ceiling for Tim is real high. He's in the mix for the Canada East team for the World Junior A Challenge this week coming up, and so he'll get an opportunity to potentially play for his country and represent Canada East in the World Junior A Challenge, which is good. And he's a young kid. He's still got a couple more years of junior hockey if he wants. The plan for Tim is for him to go back and play another year of junior right now. But as you know, that those things can kind of change. But he's a really, really good player who I think is going to come in here and do a really nice job for us.
Well, an exciting future for the Bowling Green Falcons. Assistant coach Ty Eigner, appreciate the time today, and hope to talk to you soon.
Always a pleasure, Evan.